He was good at the game, and his dad wanted him to play college football, but Jake had other plans. The Marine Corps had been a dream of his since he was 8 years old. September 20th, 2004, Jake was a lance corporal on a mission in the Sunni Triangle of Iraq. Then it happened. What every family of a service member fears. He was hit.
Boom, I hit the bomb. And never lost consciousness, never went into shock. I remember everything. It took 42 minutes before the Black Hawk came and got me.
Wide awake and alert, Jake thought not just of his injuries and his fate, but of those he was there to lead.
I was almost more concerned about what they had to see and watching me be in that condition. And then that was first, and then second, I knew I was crushed because I knew I was going to have to leave them.
Jake, in the end, lost his right leg, part of his left hand, and the blast mangled much of the rest of his body.
I was mentally prepared to die, but I never thought that this was a possibility.
Shocked and mad.
I was angry because they got me.
But he never felt sorry for himself.
I never did the why me. I never did the walloping in my own self-pity. And why should I do that when I know that 150 men that I love to death and would die for in half a heartbeat, and the first half, that half wouldn't even count, are about to go walk into Fallujah.
Rather, he accepted his new fate. Months in hospitals, first in Germany, then transferred back to the States. 46 surgeries and countless blood transfusions.
The worst part was the pain. It was so intense for a long time. I was in surgery for every 48 hours for the first month I was home.
But there to comfort him, in one hospital, an intern named Laura. The two would grow close.
She knew that this would be a growing process, and I was trying to redefine myself, because I was no longer going to be, big bad Marine. Now I was going to be big crippled former Marine.
Laura helped him heal, physically and emotionally.
Not only did my enemy get me, but they tore me away from my family. The mental struggle from being away from my guys was by far the hardest.
Marrying Laura was one turning point. Becoming not just a husband but a father was another.
Man, I'm just proud, I'm proud that he can look at me and see my imperfections, but he doesn't see them.
And now, as a dad, he says this mission he was on is all the more worth it.
I don't want my son to go get the mail and open up the mailbox and get blown up. And for the Americans in this country to think that that's not a possibility, you need to get your head out of the sand.
And it's one he would bravely take on all over again if given the chance.
Had I not been blown up, I wouldn't be married to my best friend, and I wouldn't have a little mini-me. The first time I held my son, I told God, I get it. I get it.
We'll take a short break here, but we'll be back with much more. The walking continues, and so does the question, who are you carrying?
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I'm carrying the load for my two friends who were killed over in Iraq that were Navy SEALs, and also my friend's fiance who's currently deployed. He's in the Navy.
Hi, my name is Nasim Muhammad, and I live in Arlington, Texas, and I'm carrying the load for my dad and my two uncles. I'm proud, especially for my dad, because all the service that he's doing over in Afghanistan.
Your North Texas GMC dealers proudly support Carry the Load.
It means a whole lot to me because I come from a military background. I have family members that served. I have really close friends I lost in combat, so it means a whole lot to me. The bonds that I have with my friends will never be broken. If one of them called me right now and said, "Staff, I need you in Vermont," I'm there. I'll drop everything. I'll quit my job. Whatever I have to do to be there. And I know they'll do the same for me. To me, Memorial Day is about remembering why we have the men and women that stand behind our country and keep it running, whether it be the military, firefighters, first responders, police officers. And it's a time to remember that they're not at home with their family, that they have chosen a lifestyle that keeps them away from their family to protect us, to allow us time to spend time with our families. And we need to remember that, and when you see them, you need to thank them.
Carry the Load members have an interesting way of taking a look at Memorial Day, because for them, it's not just about veterans who've lost their lives. It's also about first responders, like the firefighters in West.
Firefighters ensure dignity in a brother's death. For all the respect shown in public, much more was given in private. It's always that way.
I think this is the first interview that the Friends have ever given to anybody, because we don't want to be publicized, and we don't want to be in the public eye. We do our work behind the scenes, usually.
Jack Ayers is a lawyer who used to be a paramedic and before that a police officer. But this means more.
I think it's one of the greatest honors of my life.
He's an honorary chief because of his work with Friends of Dallas Fire and Rescue, which gives to firefighters who give all.
Terry, color.
And on April 17th, so many gave so much, including his close friend, Captain Kenny Harris.
Excellent fire commander. I never saw any better. I mean, we have some that are as good probably, but none better.
Friends of DFR gives immediate financial and emotional assistance to families of fallen Dallas firefighters. Ayers could only do that if he went to West. Harris's men beat him there.
I remember his men saying to me that they didn't want him left out there in the rain by himself.
Following fire department tradition, Harris's crew removed their captain's body from the site of the explosion, then did the same for the 11 other fallen responders, giving them a final salute in silence.
That's a very important tradition for the fire service.
It's been 4 weeks and Ayers' job hasn't ended because Friends of DFR never stops. They give support long after the tributes are over.
How many people do you know of that will die for somebody they don't know? And will do it without question, without hesitation. Those are the people we serve. And we serve them because they serve us.
Ayers decided to speak publicly now to say thank you to those who serve and those who give, specifically to Carry the Load. That they chose to donate to Friends of Dallas Fire and Rescue is quite fitting, because what a load they lift.